Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're seeing my channel for the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you're my returning subscriber, you are also welcome. Thank you so much guys for all your support, your love. And yes, today I will be showing you how I made this oversized kimono jacket. And I use Ankara material of 3 yard. Okay, I use a 3 yard of Ankara material. I know I promised you guys some tutorial. Definitely I'm going to bring those tutorial in. Okay, so let's get into this very one. So I have my material here that I'm going to be using: my tape, my scissors, my chalk, and my French curve ruler. And of course, this is the fabric I'm going to be using. This is 5.5 yard. So I'm going to be taking out 3 yard from here so that I can so yeah, if the next thing I need to cut all the bandage that join them together. So I need to separate it so I can cut out my 3 yard, the amount that I need. So I have cut it out and I also fold it into two like this. Okay, I fold it from that 3 yard. If you have watched one of my tutorial that I made a poncho dress, so this is the same pattern, the same method I use for my poncho dress is the same method I use here. Okay, so I fold it into two to have a total length of 1.5 yard. Okay, so now I'm going to fold it back again. So this part here that you see me touching is going to be my shoulder. I'm not going to cut it off. Okay, so the shoulder is not going to be cut off. It's just going to be there like that. The only thing you need to cut out is the neckline, and then you're going to separate the front because it's a kimono jacket, right? So I'm going to arrange it like this. First of all, I need to iron it proper first before I start taking my measurement. So guys, one thing you don't want to miss is iron your fabric before cutting. So I have done iron my fabric. So this is it. I have my front and my back together. Okay, so I have 4 pieces here on fold. So can you see that? And the shoulder is not going to be cut out. Okay, please take note of that. So the next, I need to take my neck width measurement, which is going to be 3 inches. Okay, so I'm going to place my tape on my shoulder line here to mark my 3 inches neck width. So if you're on a bigger size, you're going to be marking 4 inches. Okay, so I'm marking 3 inches here. This is my neck width. So let me make this line bold so that you can understand where it is. Sorry, my chalk is not bold enough. So next, I'm going to be marking 2 inches for my back neck, the depth. Okay, because my band is going to be 2 inches wide. So if you're using a band of 1.5, then you are going to make use of 1.5 from your back neck depth. Okay, so I'm going to connect it like this so I can take the other measurement. So the next, I'm going to place my tape down, okay, to take my sleeve opening. My sleeve opening is going to be 14, so I'm going to mark 14 inches right here. And also I'm going to repeat the measurement from the sleeve opening, from the end like this, for the length of my sleeve rather. I'm going to repeat the measurement so I can have a straight line. Next, I'm going to connect it. So the next measurement I'm going to be taking is the width of my kimono jacket. So I'm going to be making use of my round hip circumference divided by 4, and then I'm going to add additional 4 inches to that. Okay, because it's a free dress, so I don't want it to be fitted, so I need to add, you can add 5 inches, you can add 6, it depends how big you want it to be. So next, I'm going to be taking my kimono length. So the length of my kimono jacket is going to be 38 inches. Okay, so I'm going to place it like this, and then let me draw the fabric up so that you can see where I'm placing my measurement. So I'm going to mark 38 inches there. Okay, so I will repeat it on the other side, then I will connect it like so. So the next thing now, I'm going to what I'm going to do now, I need to find out how much I have here. I have 14 inches. Okay, I have 14 inches. I'm going to place that 14 inches for the hemming line. So I'm going to mark 14 inches there. So now that I've taken that measurement, now I need to connect it to meet with my hemming part. So what I did at the end of the day, I didn't use that same 14 inches for the hemming. I'm at additional 3.5 inches there. But first I need to connect it first, then I will show you what I did. So now let me take the measurement. The first measurement I marked here was 14 inches. So I added additional 3.5 inches here so to have more space to my kimono jacket, because it's oversized kimono jacket, so definitely I should make it look like one. Okay, so and then move back to this part. So I'm going to mark 2.5 inches below so that I can get that curve. Okay, so I'm not going to be cutting it straight just the way I did. So I marked 2.5 inches below, and then I'm going to connect it like this to meet to the point where I marked that 2.5 inches. Okay, but if you're okay cutting your own straight just the way it is, it's still fine. But I want to have a little bit curve from here so that I can be able to, yeah, that is what I want. So I marked 2.5 inch below from there. Then I connect it like that. So the next thing now, I'm going to be working on the front neckline. You know, it's only the back neck, like neck depth that I took. So now I need to work on my front neck depth. So I'm not going to cut it straight. So I will show you what I will do. Okay. So first thing, I need to place my tape from my shoulder line, and I'm going to mark 10 inches to have that V-neck shape from the kimono. Okay, so I'm going to get my French coverall. You can decide to use a straight cut, but I'm going to be using a cuff part. Okay, just the way you see me doing, placing my tape, okay, or my ruler rather. So if you can use your free hand, use your free hand at this moment. But if you cannot, you then use your tape, your ruler, and then you connect it like that. Okay, so now it's time to cut out all the unwanted part that I don't need. So I'm going to first of all cut out the back neck depth first. Okay, so once I'm done cutting it, I'm going to separate it so that I can have my front separate, just like the way you see it on the table. Okay, so now I will now going to cut out the front neck depth. All right, so I'm going to cut it out from here to this point, and then I'm going to separate the front because it's a kimono, so you need to separate it so you can get your the measurement to take your band. So I'm going to be taking my measurement this from the open space, that is the front. Okay, I'm going to take the measurement all the way to the other end of it. Okay, just please watch carefully to see where I'm going to stop. All right, so I got the 87 inches, but I'm not going to be cutting the band as 87. I'm going to cut it as 92 in case if my measurement was wrong. So whatever excess that I add is going to help me to complete my band. So the next thing now I'm going to do now is to work on my pockets. Okay, so as you can see, I used 3 yards of Ankara for this kimono. So the pieces that remaining was not enough. So I was just managing it. That is why you see everything was pieces. So the measurement I took here was 12 and 11 inches. So the width is 11 inches and the length is 12 inches. Okay, so I'm going to fold it like this, the way you see me doing here. So I will fold it and add a hemming gum to hold it in place so that when I'm going to join it to my kimono, it will not disturb me. So I also gone ahead to cut out my band, so to join for the front. Okay, so let me show you what I did so far. So the width of my band is on fold is 2.5 inches. Okay, so this is the midpoint of my band. First of all, I need to create the center front or mark the midpoint of this band. So the next thing now, I need to show you the width because I didn't show you when I was cutting it. So the width of this band is 2.5 inches on fold, while on open is 5 inches. Okay, remember I took 2 inches as my back neck depth. Okay, so yeah, my band at the end of the day I'm going to have 2 inches as the width. So the length of the band is 92 inches, 92.5 inches, like I said earlier. So you need to have it more than you have it lesser. So I'm going to create a midpoint from the center back here where I'm going to place my band. Okay, I'm going to place my band there from the midpoint there, and then I'm going to pin it all around. Okay, but if you can be able to control your band, there is no point of you pinning it. Just head to the sewing machine and start joining. But I need to pin mine so that I can have everything lined up proper. So now that I'm done pin the band on here, so now we'll go back to my sewing machine to start joining with 0.5 inch allowance. So now I'm on my sewing machine. Now I want to start by joining. So my joining is starting from the center back, okay, where I mark that midpoint, okay. So I'm going to start by joining in with 0.5 inch allowance. So like I said, the excess that I have, so I trim it off. So now the next thing now, I'm going to work on my pocket. So I'm going to be working on my pocket, but first, as you can see, I went ahead to weave the rough edges from those part where I stitch my band, okay. So I'm going to be placing my tape from the tip of my shoulder, and I'm going to mark 17 inches below. So this is where my pocket is going to be placed, okay. So I need to find the midpoint of this one, which is 16.5. So 16.5 divided by 2 is 8.25, okay. So I'm going to fold my tape like this to get there to find out the width, and which is the midpoint now is going to be 8.25. So I'm going to mark it here. So this is how you need to do so to find the midpoint in between this space, okay. So I'm also going to fold my pocket also so that I will find the midpoint of my pocket. So I'm going to use this chalk to mark it here. So this is the midpoint. So this is going to be a very good idea for you to get the place your pocket accurate. So move on to the second one. So I have also marked 17 inch below for the other side, and also mark my midpoint. So the next I'm going to pin it so I can go back to my sewing machine to join my pocket to my kimono. Okay, I'm going to stitch from there to this point, and this part is going to left open. So my pocket is being faced to my kimono, as you can see. So the next I need to arrange my kimono together. So now that we are done joining the band and face my pocket, it's time to close the kimono, right? So the side, I'm going to go to my sewing machine, arrange it like this, and then I'm going to go to my sewing machine to join it. So I'm on my sewing machine now. I'm going to start by joining with 0.5 inch allowance, okay. So once I'm done joining it, I'm going to go back to my weaving machine, and I will weave all the rough edges, both the side and the hemming part. So for you, if you don't have any of this, you can just fold in twice, your slip opening, fold in twice, and then you stop stitch. The same thing you do to the hemming side, okay. But for me, I have a overlocking, so I will overlock all the rough edges, and then I will use my hemming gum to iron it in place. So basically this is it. So this is my kimono jacket. I really love the outcome of it, and the fabric itself also complement the whole thing, you know. So guys, if you're still watching to this very moment, I want to say a very big thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do give this video a thumbs up, leave your comment below, and help me share this video as well. If you're yet to subscribe to the channel, you can also subscribe, and don't forget to turn your notification bell so you'll be first to be notified when a new tutorial will be dropping, okay? Do have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are.